Hi you guys, welcome back to Tara's Take. So today I wanted to start our Christmas journal, and we have two of them that I want to do. So what I have here is two Amazon envelopes that I received, packaging that I received something in, and I usually only use either a Trader Joe's bag or I use like one of these, but I thought I would try this time. I want to put two together. So I've already measured the length, like the width. So I've got it measured out at both of them at 14.5 inches. So to 12, and then I did it from there to there. And it's just a hair over 14.5 inches, which will give me a 2-inch spine and 6.5 inches on each side to work with. So that's what I'm looking at. Now on the height of the book, I want to make it 9 inches. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a pencil here and I'm just gonna mark right here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do a line across, and hopefully I do this straight. You know how it is about measuring. I don't know about you, but I have a tendency to still get it crooked even though it seems straight. Anyway, you guys know what I am about, how I am about measuring, so I'm not going to explain it again. I'm terrible, but it works for me. I know it's kind of cray-cray, but it works for me for some reason, so I'm gonna go with it. Anyway, so I'm just going to cut these one at a time because I was thinking about doing them at the same time. And then I realized I would probably cut them wrong or hurt myself, one of the two. And I was going to use my big cutter, but because it's kind of... Actually, you know what? I think I will try that, because if I fold this in half, it should be fine. Okay, so I'm going to pull that out. I don't know if this is actually a guillotine cutter. I've heard Pam reference hers as a guillotine. Sorry about the glare right there. I can see. Let me scoot it. There we go. I'll scoot it a little bit. So even though this is way too wide, so I'm going to fold it in half so I can see the line. Okay. And then I'm just going to put it underneath here and trim that portion off. Okay, so there we go. Okay, and then I'm going to grab the second one and use this as my template. Go ahead, fold this like that. It's a little off. There we go. Oh wait, I want to make sure I'm doing the right side. You know me, I will cut the wrong side and then I have to do it again. So yeah, I know how I am. Okay, yeah, I'm on the right side. Just wanted to be sure. Okay. So I'm excited to get these started. I've been thinking about them now for months. It feels like for a really long time, but it's only probably been more like a month. But okay, let me get... I just used the stupid ruler. Duh. I know, you guys. Get with the program, T. You've got the tools. Just use them correctly. Sorry, I'm trying to get this to be even. And then bring this to a 9. Okay. Hopefully I'm good to go. Let me see. A little bit off, but it's going to be good enough. I'll trim it if I need to. I think it'll be fine. So anyway, what I decided to do this time was to try gluing these together and making it a little sturdier. And also it'll give it that padded feeling, Okay, so, all right, so let me see. These don't have like the bubble, they've just got like the foam inside, which is kind of good. I've used the ones that have like the bubble wrap, and it's, I don't know, it sounds cool, but at the same time it sounds weird. The journal itself, I mean, to me, sounds kind of weird, because you can hear that kind of empty bubble wrap sound. Yeah, my glue has not been used in forever. I can tell too, because the top of it is really narrow, and I'm pushing this needle in trying to get it to, I should probably have taken it to the sink before I started the video and open that up a little better. Okay. So sorry for the very skinny stream of glue I've got going on here that's going to probably take me forever. I think what I'm going to do is pause real quick and go clean this, okay? So you guys don't have to sit here and wait. Okay, I'm back. So now we have a little better stream going here. Just takes a little water to run through there and get it back going again. So how's everybody's week going so far? It's Wednesday, and I hope you all are having a good week. I'm sure a lot of you work, and some of you get to be home and hang out and craft. Okay. So if you want to join along with me on this project, what I'm going to be using, of course, is these envelopes or packaging. And then I'm also going to be using, okay, now that looks like way bigger. Look at that. You can see it on this side. So we'll just trim that up a little bit. Anyway, and you'll need some scissors to get started, your glue, maybe a bone folder. I don't really know if we'll need one. I am going to be folding the spine area, so you need a bone folder. Making sure I'm as even as possible here. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to glue these two pieces together. And what I did was I left, let me see, or no, I trimmed off these edges on a couple of the sides so that it would be more even. I'm going to go ahead and glue these together, and then I'm going to do the fold for my spine. And I'm not going to put any cardboard or anything in the spine this time. I'm leaving it as a soft cover, which works for me in general. I've done it with the spine before, and you know, it ended up that it was not, I didn't like the way the journal felt when I was done. And so, yeah, I usually on these do not do any type of spine, because once you get your signatures in there, at least this is what I found for myself. Once I got my signatures in place and I had them sewn into the cover, it was in the right shape that I wanted. When I put like a cardboard piece down in the center and did it that way, it didn't, I don't know, it just didn't feel quite right to me. Felt really stiff, and it, I don't know, it didn't have that soft cover feel. It ended up feeling, because of all the glue we use and stuff, it ended up feeling more like a hard, like I had used a box or, you know, a book, and that wasn't what I was going for with the soft cover. So yeah, okay. Just moving this around, making sure. I will probably have to do a little tiny trim because I can see it from here. It's a little bit uneven. Okay. Let me get a dry wipe and press this together. So I used the tacky glue on this part. Oh, this is uneven. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh well, let me make sure if it's still long enough, as long as I haven't messed it up. Okay. I'm just gonna go right there. Oh, we're fine. We're fine. Because I can still take off, like, yeah, I can trim this up. It'll be just fine. And then up here, it's funny, from this side, it looks like it's long, it's wider on the height than on here. So let me see if I'm imagining that or if I am seeing. Yeah, it's a tiny bit off. So I'm just gonna go up. I know one person in particular is like, oh my gosh, she's cutting it with just the scissors and not measuring it. I know you are, Pam. Pam comments to me about how I cut without measuring, and I know it makes her nervous wreck for me, because it's like, oh my gosh, you're gonna mess it up. But it's okay. I'm good. I'm good. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is go in, okay, and just to make sure I've got what I need here, I'm gonna mark this at, did I do 6 1/4? So, well, we'll find out, won't we? 6 1/2. And then 2. Yep. And then just, it's a tiny bit longer on this side, so I think I'm gonna add, I know this is, yeah, I'm gonna take it to here and make my spine like 2, yeah, like 2 inches and 1/8, 2 1/8. Now, trying to, sorry if I get my head in the way at all. So I'm going to draw this here, and okay, so now that's where going to be where I have my spine fold. This is where I will use my bone folder. So I guess it will get used. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to fold this side where my line is. I'm just using my ruler to kind of give me something to brace against here. Because this is so thick. Okay. All right, so there's our spine. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, on this one, I am going to do, let's see, which cloth. What I was thinking was that I kind of want to do like a, what do you call it, collage of the materials onto the outside. And then on the inside, I'm going to use one of them torn down. And it'll probably be one of these too. Okay, because I do have these as well. So I have 4 different Christmas materials to use. Okay, so that's why I was thinking I could do a cute collage on the outside. And then, sorry, just getting a drink. So I'm going to go ahead and tear down some of these materials. And then I'm going to probably also add some trims and some lace. Okay. So Gonna need some scissors to cut your cloth if you're joining in with this one. Okay. These just came from Walmart, these two little ones here. They're just almost a filler for me, for like some ruffle, or and then like I'm doing now for the background. The main ones I wanted for this journal were from the other two, which I had gotten when I went to Flagstaff on vacation. And yeah, I have no idea how much I'm going to need to cover everything. I'm not really worried about it. I'll just tear up more if I need to. But for now, I'm just cutting this edge off over here. I know that some folks use that and it looks really cute. I've never done much with mine. I just usually throw it away. I think I saw somebody who stamped on it, and then it was really, really cute. One thing I'm thinking about doing with this one, and I'm not totally positive yet, but it's definitely in the running, is when I recover my, oh, that's not going to work. This one is definitely a stronger material. When I recover, like do my Bible covers and stuff, I will usually, over the cloth, I will usually do Mod Podge, and it gives it, you know, that real stiff kind of feeling. Real firm. So I'm contemplating doing that on this one. Not sure yet, but I'm thinking about it. And I'm just looking here real quick to see if I'd kind of like to maybe do this in like strips, or if I want to, I think I'll probably patchwork it across. But I just wanted to see how this looked. Can you guys see okay? I hope. Now the other journal we're going to do for Christmas, which is my goal, is the one with our nativity cloth, which is this one. Okay. Oops, upside down. There we go. Yeah, so, and that one I will be doing as a solid piece on the front and then building on top of that. So yeah, I'm going to patchwork this. So I'm going to tear these down a little bit and just start gluing them down. And what I do is I glue it over the edge, around the edges. I make sure that it's going over the edge so that I can fold it over. And let me grab my Fabrifix. Where's it at? Yeah, so I just make sure. I probably should have bought some more of this. I'm almost out. And then I will probably do some sewing on this, more than likely. Okay. Yeah, so see, this will go over like that. Like, you know how you do the fold. I have glue on it though, so I shouldn't have. There we go. So today, I know it's Wednesday for you guys, but today is Sunday for me. And so we tried, we went online and attended another service at a church over here in Queen Creek / Santan Valley, just north of us, probably about 40 minutes, 30 minutes north of us. Very good service. He was speaking on following Christ's example in life and how he lived his life here, and the aspect about that he was talking about, which I found really good, was slowing down and, you know, being there for each other and taking the time in life not to be so rushed all the time. We all are, you know, in our world, so much social media. Oh my gosh, he was giving quotes about, like, the average American spends, I think he quoted 800 and some hours a year on social media, which, you know, doesn't sound like a lot, I guess, but when you think about it, you know, he said it's like, or like television, he said it's like 1,500 hours a year. He said, well, over the course of so many years, I can't remember how many years he said, but it was like 10,000 hours of, you know, this constant, oh, it was just this horrible quote. And I was like, oh my goodness, because we're all, you know, so caught up in the social media thing. I'm going to do what Miss Pammy does. I'm going to do the glue stick on this because I do like it holds it down until I can get a sewing machine, or if I decide to Mod Podge, like I said. But yeah, it was just like, oh my goodness, when you think about how much time you really do have your face in your phone in our day and age. And it's our kids, but it's us too. It's us adults too. I mean, you go down the street and people are just, me and one of you and I were talking the other day about this very thing, and it's so interesting to see how people in this generation they would walk right past, sometimes past someone who's being hurt, or, you know, not want to be involved if they see someone in distress. And I mean, Jesus talked about that, of course, but the Good Samaritan. But we will totally involve ourselves in the voyeurism of watching others' lives online. And it's such an interesting phenomenon to me, where we've come in our country, you know, how we behave about that now. You know, because you see people comment. I mean, we comment on each other's stuff. We rate one another. We're very, you know, I mean, it's been talked about a lot. But anyway, he was just talking about, you know, how much we involve ourselves with all these other things, and we feel so rushed and stuff. But if we would prioritize, I think he was saying, and it really made a lot of sense, the biggest enemy to the life you really want is the life you're living right now. What are we doing? That's why he was talking about the different things we spend our time on, because he was saying, you know, if you were to put more of a value on your time and spend it wisely, you might find that you're not as rushed, you know. If you don't like the schedule, you know, that you have, make a new schedule, you know, create a new one for yourself and stick to it, and, you know, start cutting out the things in life that are possibly pulling you in the wrong directions. Yeah, it was good for me. I don't know about anybody else out there. No condemnation or judgment on my part. I promise. But it really spoke to my heart, you know, to put more effort into doing the right things with my time, you know. And the way, you know, he even talked about, you know, even the time we spend on eating wrong or not exercising because we don't feel like we have time, or, you know, stuff like that. I mean, it was a very good message. I found it to be. I'm just making sure which side I want to put the glue on for this, because the one part that's hanging over, I don't really want glue on yet as much, simply because it's wasteful, and also because I'm going to be gluing that over the edge, so I'm not going to worry about getting it on there right now. So this one's going to be more of a farmy type, I don't want to say farm, more of a nostalgic Christmas, you know, traditional type Christmassy journal, and it'll have a lot of vintage and a lot of just kind of country type settings, like the little truck and, you know, stuff like that. the other one, I've got that beautiful, beautiful material that I bought at Hobby Lobby that I just showed you. And then that really pretty gold cloth I bought at the, I got it at one of the antique shops, or the secondhand shops up in Flag. Such pretty, pretty, pretty cloth. Oh, I went the wrong way. Oh, well. Oh, well. It's going to work. It'll work. But, yeah, so I'm just kind of patchworking it on here. It's going to get, a lot of this is going to be covered. So it ultimately, it won't matter because it'll be covered with lace and who knows what else, you know, I'll put on here. I'm not sure yet. So it'll be cute though. I just wanted to get a good start today on it and let it dry so I can put it in the sewing machine, because I definitely wanted to do some sewing on it. That piece is a little bit, I'm trying to think, I guess I'm going to have to. Okay. I probably needed a 5th piece of cloth, like something to mix in with it that would give me that odd number, but that's okay. It'll be fine. I was peeking down here under my desk because I had thought maybe I bought a 5th piece and I just forgot to use it. But I didn't. It's good. I didn't. Did I just do that on the wrong side again? Of course I did. Shoot. Yeah, I'm always kind of in a hurry, I think, and in a lot of aspects. I've slowed down quite a bit, to be honest, since I stopped working for Uber and started staying home. But yeah, I definitely have had a lot of times, like when I was working with Uber and Lyft, yeah, I was always running ragged, you know, because I drove, I mean, my gosh, you guys, I think I've told you before, I'm not joking when I say I drove between 300 and 500 miles a day, and I would do between 15 and 23 rides a day. That's a lot of driving. That's a lot. And the valley's very big, so I'm going to pull this piece over a little bit. The valley is like really big. When I say the valley, I'm talking about the Phoenix metropolitan city area, where Phoenix is, and Mesa and Tempe and Scottsdale and all that. And then there's times when I would drive. The furthest I think I ever drove south was Tucson. And then the furthest I ever drove north, let me think, probably Anthem. Yeah, I would say Anthem, or just past Anthem. Yeah. So, far. I almost drove, anybody who lives here will know, I almost drove to Lake Pleasant once. That one was a big drive, going up like northwest. That was a really big drive. But, you know, it's fun. I love to drive. I used to love to drive more than I do now, I'll be honest. And I think that just is solely from, you know, doing it for, what, 3 years straight, or 4 years, and just finally getting a little bit burned out. I've always been a person who loves to drive, though. So, yeah, it was a good job for me. It was a perfect job for me. And I made good money doing it, and met, like I've told you before, met so many lovely, lovely people. Wonderful people from all walks of life. It was very exciting, actually, because you just never knew who was going to get into your car that day, and you were going to have some wonderful conversation with this person and make a new friendly acquaintance, you know. And for the most part, that was always my experience. Yeah, I was very, very blessed. The Lord protected me. Had a lot of women ask me, especially, were you ever afraid? Or, I don't think I could do that. I'd be too scared. And I was not ever afraid. I think I can count on one hand how many times I actually was a little leery of the person who was with me in the car. So that's pretty good. I gave over, and that time, I gave over 7,000, I think it is, rides with Lyft, and I gave over, I think it's 4,000 or 5,000 with Uber, something like that. So a huge amount. So yeah, to only have that many be like awry and kind of make you feel like, was a very good record, I think. So I believe the Lord protected me greatly in my situation. I just trusted him. I got in the car and I just went and did my job, and I was good to people and they were good back, you know. Some of my best rides and funniest rides were those that were with people that when they got in the car, you would have thought they were, you know, going to rob you, honey, by looking at them, seriously. And they were the kindest, most polite, you know, sweetest. Some of the rudest people I ever gave a ride to were people who looked like they would be, you know, the cream of the crop. They were businessmen, businesswomen, or they were wealthy people from, you know, the high dollar part of town here. And it was kind of comical because I don't really want to put that one right there. It was actually kind of comical because of the fact that you would think they would have been, you know, way, way better because they were educated and blah, blah, blah. And they were not. They were not that nice, you guys. It's sad to say, but it's true. A lot of times that was the case. Now, not all the time, of course, but in my recollection, some of my most difficult rides were with people who shouldn't have been difficult, you know. And then when I first started doing the driving, I drove at night, like all the time. That was my preference. I loved driving at night. So on the weekends, I drove a lot of drunk people. And I've had tons of folks ask me, oh my gosh, what was that like? Wasn't that horrible? And I have to honestly say, it was not. It was not horrible. I mean, believe it or not, I know it seems weird, but they were really polite. And I had like, I don't know, 2 people I remember that one was an old man I picked up he was here on business, staying in a hotel over in Scottsdale. He got drunk at a meeting. He was super rude all the way to his hotel until he got there. And then he became really sweet and he was funny, and I was laughing at him because he didn't even know where he was, and you know, he was being rude, but he didn't even know he was being rude. He was so bombed. Poor old guy, he didn't even know what he was doing. So I just kind of talked to him the whole time, and when I got him to the hotel, I helped him out of the car, and he was apologizing and for being drunk, and you know. So sometimes you just got to treat people right, the way you would want to be treated, and even when they're drunk, it'll turn them around to act like they've got some sense. So, yeah, it was funny. It was funny. So I am thinking, as I'm doing this, I'm looking here, and I want to, on the inside, turn this way. I want to put like one solid piece of, I don't know, I wish I could hear you guys. Do we want to use these cute little trucks, or do we want the snowmen? Look at these guys as a whole. Let's see here. Those trucks really make my eyes happy, but so do these little guys. They're just so adorable. Oh. We had trucks on the autumn one, huh? Maybe I should do one side of the cover with this and then the other side of the cover with the other one. That would be fun, right? And then I wouldn't have to make up my mind. I could just do both. I like that idea. I'm glad I thought of it. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to try to do this right this time and not put glue up here at the top. It goes this way. This glue works so well to do this. It's quick and it's easy, and then once it dries and you can sew it and stuff, you know, because I am going to sew around the edges, and probably with some, do I have bright red sewing thread? Oh, you know what, I don't even think I do, actually. I have a beautiful dark green. That would look good, huh? So we'll probably sew it with a pretty dark green. Let me get a drink here, guys. Where are we at with the time? You know how I can go over. So anyway, okay. I'm glad I didn't tear more, because it's looking like I tore more than enough. That's good. I just need a few more squares. Oh my gosh, you guys, I got to tell you that I was so blessed the other day. I have to say thank you to our family member, Jody, for contacting. She and I found out just through chatting that we both, of course, love Tina, right? And so she chats and communicates with Tina kind of like she does with me. And so she mentioned me to Tina on Shabby Dabby Doodah, my favorite girl. She mentioned me to her, and I sound like a little fangirl or something. And she told her what a big fan I was of hers, you know, and stuff, and how much she'd inspired me and everything. So she tells me that the other day, last week, and the next morning I wake up, and Jody, I'm sorry, I haven't even told you about this. But the next morning I wake up and there is a comment on my altered book from Tina. Oh my gosh. I gotta say, I was so excited and so blessed that she took the time. I know how her life is just so busy, and she's got the kids and everything, you know, and all that's going on, and now she's going on a cruise and all that stuff, and it's like, oh my gosh. So yeah, for her to take the time to say, she told me that my altar book was beautiful, and I had never really said thank you to her for all her inspiration. I've commented to her once or twice through the year and a half that I've been watching her, but I'm not a big commenter, because I know that everybody's kind of busy, and I mean, I don't mean to sound stupid or anything. Stupid's the wrong word. I don't mean to sound like, oh, what's that word? Self-deprecating, but I kind of am like, I don't want them to have to bother with me, you know what I mean, to comment to me. And so I just really kind of leave people alone. And I'll like their videos, I subscribe to their channel, and once in a while I'll say something, once in a great while, but rarely ever. I really am bad about, I don't know if it's bad, I just kind of feel like I'd be bothering them, and they've got 1,000 other people commenting, so, you know, I'm like, just one more comment to read, and everybody's already said anything that I can say to them. So anyway, you know, and now that I'm YouTubing, I understand how much it blesses you to receive comments from the people who are watching your videos. It's amazing, honestly, you guys. And so I commented back to her, and I thanked her profusely I told her, not profusely, but I did gush a little bit and told her how much her inspiration has meant to me, and that I started my channel. A lot of the reason I was able to start my channel was because I watched her, and I knew from watching her that it built my confidence to do what she was doing, because of her humility, you know, and just how she represents herself, that it made me see that I could do this too, because she's not glamorous, and, you know, she's not in your face professional, and she's just a person, and she's doing this wonderful fun thing, and people love her for it, and they love her for just being herself. And that was what I wanted, was people to just be hanging with me and love me for being me, and not expect me to be anything, you know what I'm saying. So anyway, I thanked her. So it was just a blessing. So Jody, thank you, thank you, thank you, honey, for saying that to her and telling her that. It really meant a lot to me. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Because she did listen, and she came and looked and actually gave me a shout out. So Tina, if you ever see this video, thank you, honey. I truly do admire your work and admire the person that you are. So, okay, that one's not down quite low enough. I can feel it's not going to fold over right for me. So we're going to bring it over just a bit. There we go. That'll be better. So anyway, that's my gush. It was exciting, right? You guys get it, right? It was really nice. It felt really good. Honestly, it did. It felt really good that somebody like her would take the time to look at my work, you know. So, and plus, I was following her, a lot of what she does, you know, in her altar book, and then also Gail. I watched Miss Gail do hers too, and that kind of was my other inspiration, of course. And so, yeah, trying to, I just want to make sure I get enough over on that corner, but it looks like I'm gonna have to do one more. I don't know, maybe I needed to cut these a little bit bigger. You think? You think? I think. Look at that. I've got like that much that's not getting, the snowman's already been used right there. Let me try this piece here. Maybe if I get, let me see. That's a little better. Of course, I'm covering his head. There we go. That's okay. Then I'm still going to need a patch right there. Ah! That's frustrating. There we go. That's a little better. Okay, so we're just, yeah. Oh, Tara. Sorry, guys. My fingers are very, very gluey, and I'm having a hard time I'm having a hard time letting the material go. It's sticking to me, in other words. So yesterday, Cordy and I watched an oldie but goodie. Cordy is so funny about picking, he's so fun about picking movies and stuff. Today we watched the rest of The Mighty Ducks 2. And then, but then yesterday we watched an oldie but goodie, Benny and June, with Johnny Depp and, what's her name? Masterson. Oh my goodness, I can't think of her first name. But anyway, lots of fun. It's such a sweet movie. I had forgotten. Oh, and Aidan Quinn. Yeah, just a sweet, sweet story. Really liked it. I'm not really sure why, but my Tippy, I know she went potty right before I started the video, so she does not need to go outside. But she is like running down the hallway and back, up and down, up and down. I guess she's bored. Her and I went for a walk yesterday, you guys. Yay! We walked, me and Tippy together. Her on her little harness. I took some water, my phone. We didn't walk too far, but you know, we're old gals and haven't gone for like an outside walk like that in ages. It was very nice. I enjoyed it a lot, and so did she. We walked about, I'd say about a mile. Walked about a half a mile away from our house, and then back, back. So about a mile altogether. And then I worked out in the morning before I started my day, so that was good. Yay! All right, I'm trying. And so, yeah, I did my little workout. What I did was I've been going on to, I don't know if any of you have ever, I kind of want the little snowman to show. He's not showing. I like Leslie Sansone. Have any of you ever heard of Leslie Sansone? She is a aerobics instructor. She does Walk Away the Pounds. Now, I don't know if all of you know about her. She is a Christian. She is such a fun blessing to watch. I love doing her workouts. They're super great for those of you who can't do a lot of jumping around. She's got a lot of workouts that are created more for people just starting out, or for people who might have injuries and can't do quite as much. It's a good starting point. And and then there are those of her workouts that are more hardcore, you know. But yeah, it was a good day. Good day. And then I went, after I worked out, I got ready, went to the laundromat. It was Saturday, so you know me and my laundromat trip. And then I went to Walmart. Oh, that's funny. I went to Walmart, and I think I mentioned to you guys that Cordy's boss had said to use the company credit card and buy a turkey. So, oh my goodness, they had my favorite turkeys on sale, and I was so excited because I never ever, these were my mom's turkeys, butterball. I never get a butterball because they're so expensive usually, and I just never, you know, spent the money to buy them. Well, I ended up getting a 22.5-pound butterball. Okay, I know, it's just him and I. It's like, okay, seriously, how in the world are you going to manage? So what I'm going to do, it turns out that my daughter and her fiance cannot go out to eat with us for Thanksgiving. So instead, I'm pretty sure what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the dinner, and then I'm going to drive into town one day that weekend and deliver it to them, and they can have dinner too, because he's been working 7 days a week, and I have to give God praise, because my daughter told me yesterday, I can't figure out which one. Oh, here it is. I knew I had more. She had not wanted to tell me because she hates that, she feels like she can't ever give me anything but bad news. A lot, I've told you guys, there was just a lot, and we're still in that place. So I can't be fake and act like everything's hunky-dory perfect when it's not. So anyway, she informed me yesterday that the reason Devin has been working 7 days a week now for about the last month is because about a month ago, she was working at Circle K. And if anybody's ever worked at a convenience store where they tell you if you defend yourself or protect yourself, or you protect the store, or any of that, you're going to get fired. Okay, so I guess there was a young lady who was an addict, and she had come in and tried to get my daughter to sell her something, and my daughter had refused. I don't remember now. I'd have to read the text again, but my daughter had refused, and when she left the store that night, this girl was outside waiting for her, and she attacked my daughter. Well, my daughter defended herself and held this girl down until the police came, because her coworker called the cops. Well, the cops came and all that, and it turns out that Circle K fired my daughter for defending herself because she fought on company property. That's how they see it. Okay, I don't know, you know, about you guys, but I can see them saying, don't defend the store, let them rob you and just let them go. I can see that. But when you've been attacked in their parking lot and you did not start the fight, somebody comes and attacks you and you're just defending yourself and they fire you for that, I don't know. I'm thinking there should be some type of a lawsuit in that. I don't know why. I just think it's wrong. I think it's immoral. I really do. I don't understand a company. And the thing is, they did that to my husband too, because I think I mentioned to you, he was a driver, my late husband, I mean. He was a driver for years, and then he had been diagnosed with diabetes, and he ended up working retail after that. Well, one of the stores he went to work for was a Circle K, and he had been repeatedly robbed by this particular person, and one night he had just had enough, and he defended the store and kept the guy there until the cops came, and Circle K fired him on the spot. That morning when the manager came in, after all of it was said and done, she's like, I'm sorry, I've got to let you go. It's company policy, you know. And so, yeah, that's how they do people. So if you guys have a Circle K near you, and don't work for them. Not if anything ever happens and you have to defend yourself, they'll just turn their back on you and fire you right there on the spot. Because they're scared of I guess they're scared of a libel suit. And, you know, to me, working in the legal field, as I did for so long, I think it's interesting. They're afraid of a libel suit. Now, what I'm doing right now is and I did not bring it over quite enough on this, but It'll be okay. I'm bringing over this cloth in the corners, okay? But, you know, they're afraid of a libel suit, but don't you think that eventually somebody's going to sue them for firing them because they, or if something ever happened to a worker and the family could sue them for not allowing the worker to defend themselves, and if something serious happened? You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to me, that part of it. I get that you don't want your store defended, you know, let them take what they want and leave. But when it comes to defending your personal body when you're being attacked, yeah, I don't think it's fair to be fired for that. You know, you didn't initiate the fight. You know, you didn't run after it. My daughter didn't try to have a fight with this girl. She tried to avoid it. And in fact, she didn't actually hit the girl. She just she got her in a position and held her down until the cops came, which was what my husband did that time too. He did not actually hit the young man. He just got him in a hold and held him on the ground until the cops were able to come, you know. Yeah, so anyway, but that was why her fiance's been working so much. And so she felt like, she said, Mom, I don't think I could go out to dinner with you and Cordy without Devin, since he's the one who's been doing all this, you know, while I look for another job. She goes, I just don't think that would be fair to him. So I understand her thinking. So I told her, how about if I just bring you guys dinner that I cook? And she said, well, if you're up for it, I will never turn away home cooked food from my mommy. So yeah, so it should be. So now what I'm doing is going along, and and normally these would not be in pieces like this. You know, I did the whole collage thing. Normally it would be the strip coming over the edge, you know, but I'm trying something a little different this time with you guys. Little different. Okay. And I'm using the Fabrifix because it's a little harder to hold these corners with that other glue. I've tried it before. And I want it to stay really good. And we all know Fabrifix, paper to paper, fabric to paper. What is it? What is the other one? Fabrics, lace, glass, leather, wood, and trims. So I'm not as good at rattling that off as Pammy is. She always jokes that she sounds like an ad promoting them. And then she says, but I'm really not. I'm not a sponsor. I just love this. I love the stuff. So, okay. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the each of those other fabrics that I had shown you, and I'm going to measure what I need approximately for the inside, and I'm going to do one side is going to be one of them and the other side is going to be the other. So okay, I think that'll look cute. I hope. And then I think that'll be it for this video today, because I'm going to let this dry real good before I put it through the machine. I want to put it through the machine around the edges, and I may possibly do some free stitching on the body of it for fun. I don't know yet. We'll see. I did that on another journal one time, and it didn't turn out too bad. I mean, I'm not experienced at it. Oh, and by the way, thank you guys so much for those of you who commented to me about my sewing machine. I have not checked it yet because I haven't sewn in the past few days. But as soon as I sew, I am going to try and remember to check my thread, because if you guys are correct, that's going to be really funny. And I'm going to kind of feel a little bit like Tina felt when she realized that she'd been threading her machine thread through where you actually load the bobbin. And so, yeah, if that's the case, if you guys are right, which I think you are, no wonder my thread goes off. It doesn't go off all the time though, which is kind of funny. Do you know what I did, you guys? I did that on the inside. See though, isn't that cute? It's sweet, right? It's just patchwork of Christmas. Now we've got to fold it the other way because I'm a dork. And I guess this could be the inside and I could oh my gosh, that is funny. That is funny, 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 funny. Ha ha ha, Tara. Good job. Good job, darling. Let's see if I got it on the... See, now my thing is off, so... Oh, shoot, you guys. I am such a dork. But you know what? I don't know. Maybe it was meant to be. I don't know. What do you think? Oh, you know, I don't want this to... It's going to weaken the integrity of what I already structured here. So, change of plan. Yes, this is what happens to me when I'm by myself. You guys are getting to see the raw deal here. I am going to rip this edging here and make this raw on the edge. I'm using that word a lot right now. Okay. And this is when we say, okay, we're going to compromise. We're going to change our plan. It's all right. We are instead going to make the inside the collage, and we're going to make the outside this material. So, and then with the snowman, I think I'm going to design pockets for it. What do you think of that? I do believe it's going to be the way it goes. So here we have, I want it to hang over just a smidge, just a smidge. Now this is where you have to kind of really, at least for me, I have to be careful because my material sometimes will tear at an, like I'll start ripping it and it will end up tearing wrong and I will get, it'll be a bummer, you know, because, and it's too short on one side or it's too long on the other. You know what I'm saying, right? Here we go, guys. So we're gonna do this. That's funny. At least you get to see the real deal here. This is Tara messing things up. Okay. So hopefully my tear is even. We shall see right now, right? Okay. I can't believe I did that. That was really funny. Okay. All right. So I can see my packaging through there. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put you on pause for just a second. I'll be right back. Hey guys, okay, so I ran and I got one of the towels from Walmart that I use, and it's white. I tore it down so I could kind of just go through this with you really quick. I'm going to go ahead and lay down some glue. Oops, let's put that down a little better. I'm going to lay down some glue here around the edges, and then in the center. It's cold here and I can tell my glue, even the Fabrifix, is not running as fast as it usually does. And I'm just going around the edge really quick and doing the center. I'm not going to do a hard tack on this because I am going to sew. So I'm not going to worry too much about it. So as you can see, I'm just swirling it around a little bit to get it to stick to the cover. Okay. And then we're going to lay this down on top so that gives us some coverage between the two, the material and that Amazon packaging. And you can still see it through there, but once you put down your real material that has the print on it and the images, it's not going to show through now. Okay, now we can take this one and see. Now you don't have that Amazon packaging showing. Okay. So let's go ahead and, oops, let's get that down a little bit better. It's not really as much as I thought. There we go. All right. So now we're going to go around this edge again. I'm hurrying because we are almost time for the video to be over. Now I may have sewn this by the time I see you guys again. I don't know. Depends on how things go for the other one. I kind of like to do both covers with you guys, both the nativity and this. I was thinking to start them at the same time, and that way we can just kind of go back and forth with them and not get bored doing different stuff for each journal, you know, and coming up with ideas together. And if you guys have some suggestions, or if you have, hey, you know what would be fun? If you guys have some favorite pieces of ephemera that you haven't made with me, that you've made with somebody else, or that you make on your own that you like, shoot me a picture on our Facebook group or something, or send me, you can even send me an email, making sure I'm in the right direction. You can send an email to Tara, Terra, Strahan, Strahan, at gmail.com. That is my email that I use for my business and stuff. So if you had a picture of, and what I was going to say was, I could use some of your ideas and implement them into the journals, and that would be fun, right? And you never know what giveaways are coming up, you guys. So here we go. Let's see, just a little bit more along this edge, and we'll be done for the day. Listen, y'all, you have a wonderful evening, afternoon, whatever time of day it is. Have a great day, and then have a wonderful day tomorrow. Okay, there we go. That's our first cover right there. That's the outside, and then that's the inside, which is funny. But that's fun, right? Cute. Oh, I just saw the little dogs. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful day. I love you so much. God bless you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for being with me today. Bye.